guys, Charles Stream here bringing you another video. We're going to jump right into some more Pokemon news. Alright, so from Focus Arena, or should I say Jinx Club, we have some more news, and of course we have Kanto 100 years later. That sounds so wild, so it makes sense that it has new Pokemon and maybe new stars then. Piuk is back, guys, and if you don't know who Piuk is the main man that leaked the rainbow. It was a part of the Rainbow Rocket team, and he also did a couple of other leaks back in the past that makes him a little bit credible, and he also has some other things on his belt as well that he's done. He also leaked some of those Italian leaks as well. So let's get into this. As you can see, like I said, Piuk is back. And then he says, it seems to be suggesting that the next Pokemon games are set a big time skip in certain parts of the Kanto, like Palatine, submerged now. So just the rumor, so believe it at your own risk. So, this post here. Okay? And then we have this right here. The ending of Ultra Sun and Moon, where GFI says, now, what new world shall I unleash my evil schemes upon? I want you to keep that in your mind for a sec, because we're saying here, as parts of the Kanto region has been swallowed by increased levels of new waters in the area, and have been added. So, submerged, guys, swallowed up. Okay. The island where the old gym and Pokemon Mansion used to be suffered a volcanic eruption. As you can see, Piuk's up there. Okay. Where is that? Damaged the island even more, and now it's disappearing deep in the water due to the increased water levels. You move from another region to Kanto to travel around and earn badges from new gyms that have opened up in some of the new areas. As 100 years have passed, technology has advanced a little more, though you can browse the history of Pokemon trainers you have played as once and what happened to them during their life and death. So at that current time, I mean, I wouldn't presume that. I would think that Lieutenant Surge, after 100 years, he'd be also gone. All red and blue in there would be definitely gone. I mean, you're talking about 100 years, you're not talking about like maybe a couple of years. I mean, red and blue would have been still around then, but I'm pretty sure the most legendary trainers as red and blue, they're most likely gone as well. Lieutenant Surge, all them, Professor Oak, you can just forget about it. Professor Oak, he was probably dead like even before the 100 years, maybe. Like, are you talking like 50? Like, all of them could have died like 50 years, or yeah, because you can last 100 years. A person can. You can last over 100 years, but I'm saying like most people, I'm saying, don't last to 100 years. So maybe out of them 50 or 100 years, maybe the 100 years you probably, I don't know, they could be some people could still be alive and made that 100-year mark, or they could be just dead. So who knows? Because humans can live to 100, so who knows? You can travel to Johto with being next to Kanto region. Also been affected by increased water levels, and some areas have been buried deep in water. So again, with this water thing going on, and this a lot reminds me of this, this thing we have going with water. I don't get what the theme is. Pokeballs are still the same, except some slight changes to them. Now they have looks of more metallic and futuristic Pokeball. I mean, obviously that's gonna be that makes sense. Okay. You will at some point be finding out why Kanto and Johto have suffered a terrible fate. That makes sense during the storyline, obviously. The goal will be still be the same: become the champion could become the champion in the new and improved league, Pokemon League, which sees massive which have seen massively changes. So this is kind of hard to read a little bit. I don't know why. Then you will encounter certain characters which are related to the descent Pokemon protagonists from the past and their kids. Are they kids? Okay, so basically, red, blue children, and or red and blue's children, something like that. Or it can be like maybe, I don't know. Within 100 years, even if red and blue were still around, if they were still around at 100 years old, I'm pretty sure that their descendant would be the one that's battling him, not them. They would just be like, "Oh, it's nice to see you, Red. It's nice to see you, Blue." But your descendant, he got some skills. Your son over here. But I don't know what Red would name his son. I guess I don't know. So I mean, Red Junior. I don't know. or Reddit. Reddit, get it? Reddit. But no, I wouldn't. I don't know. But let's take this again with all of a grain of salt. But I mean, Piuk is more reliable than most. He's credible in his own way. Let's put it that way. He's credible in his own way, guys. So moving along, we also have this image from Piuk as well, which is this image here. I think I have a big and someone anonymously put Pokemon Origin Red and Blue only for Switch. I mean, I think that was just someone making a statement there, but this is supposed to be Piuk said this is it's supposed to be the Kanto submerged in water and some parts of it not, basically. And this snake has been mentioned a lot. Like, it's supposed to be some type of snake that's like Jumar. I can't say the name of it, but it's like this snake that wraps his whole entire body around the earth, and then he spikes his tail, and then if he lets it go, apparently a whole bunch of things happen. Like you have like cities get destroyed, and water level rises. Yeah, so it's basically some type of snake. That's supposed to be some type of poison type. I would suggest that it'd be a water type too. So I think that's what that is as well. But I'm not for sure. And that's probably supposed to be the other legendary. Supposed to probably be a flying one, but I don't know. So that's the only thing I can think of where the snake could come in at. But yeah, people have mentioned that to me a whole bunch of times, that this snake is supposed to be this poison snake that wraps his tail around Earth, and then he kind of like destroys everything when he lets it go, making water levels rise and stuff like that, destroying cities and all that stuff. And it's based off this mythical snake that's supposed to fight Thor or something like that. It's something really, really simple, but here's a bigger image of it. So, like I said, take it with a grain of salt, but a little bit grain of salt. But I mean. And then here goes the image that we have. So no one still have yet to be debunked this yet. And it really makes me mad because Route 21 of Kanto, it fits this, but at the same time it's like, if most of Kanto is submerged in water, it would make sense for us to be riding around on a Lapras. I didn't ever think about that until, this was stated. So then you have a theory by Math Intensifies. He said that theory about the Ultra Sun and Moon tidbit plus the 100 years. So the tidbit he's talking about, I'll show you in a minute. The Ultra Sun and Moon tidbit, Kanto 100 years later, rumor leak made me think that maybe in Giovanni's universe, where he took control of was able to build PC boxes and slip code. Info to make a time machine. He said, I've heard theories about the Pokeball technology in the PC using infinity energy, explaining the Delta episode of Horas. So maybe Giovanni was able to learn about how it works, sticks to the conspiracy level. So we don't know if this is how it works, but it would make a lot of sense. And then we have this here. This could be nothing, but I've noticed that some Pokemon transfer from the original games, VC, to Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. You know, they have, which VC means Virtual Console, if you don't know. They have this description for where you met. It says, seems to have traveled across both time and space to reach you from Kanto region and the good old those. So, really, take this with a grain of salt as well, because, like, think about it. If you send a Pokemon from the Virtual Console from Johto, or should I say Gold, Silver, or Crystal, we don't know if it says the same thing or not, and no one has been able to send anything like that, so we don't know if it just switches the name and put the Johto region there instead of Kanto region. So, but it's a very small hint, but I doubt it really means anything. But like I said, just have an open mind. Just have an open mind. So this is what he was talking about right here. So Dunlore, he said to put the vegetable cooking, and it says someone found this dialogue in Ultra Sun and Moon that is very strange dialogue, random NPC, useless, unless it's one of the Game Freak clues. So basically, he is right here saying that in battle after 100 years, it's like some kind of time machine. He said, imagine using the same Pokemon in your boxes in battle for after 100 years. I'm sorry, I read that backwards, but you get the point what I'm trying to say. Basically, sorry, let me move that out the way. Basically what's happening here is the boxes thing comes back to the Giovanni thing that Mav mentioned, that maybe Giovanni could use the boxes from Slipco, use the infinity energy to make a time machine, and probably create a world where he sees fit. It's a possibility. But in doing so, he probably makes the legendary mad, and the legendary destroys all to make things better instead of worse. So for him to destroy the world of the evil presence that's there possibly, and Giovanni's that evil presence, and in order to do that, he has to wipe out the entire earth. So that's probably what the snake has to do. And he's like, no, I'm not letting Giovanni make this world what he wants it to be. I want it to be exactly how it was, a great Pokemon world. So he has to destroy everything, make sure every piece of evil is gone. And then when everything comes back, this new world submerges. So if you go to the actual snake, that I'm talking about, that fights Thor, you'll be able to see that once the new world emerges, it's like this beautiful new world. Like it's not like, so he destroys it to make it beautiful. The snake does, the legendary, which would make sense because he's doing it for the greater good. But the Giovanni would be probably doing it for the evil purpose and making sure he starts the world his own image. Tell humans, okay, I'm your leader. This is what you're gonna do for me, and this is how you're gonna act and do in my world, in my earth, on my earth that I put down here. Like he wants to be the god of the actual earth, and the legendary is like, oh no, it's not going down. So he just destroys everything, which probably makes sense of why everything's submerged in water. So, but obviously there's gonna be this other legendary because we have always two boss art legendary. So there's gonna be this other legendary that's like, hey dude, you need to calm down and chill. Like everything's okay. It's just this one dude over here. How about we take him out instead of taking everybody out that didn't do nothing wrong, and then we'll be cool. So he's trying to stop the other legendary from destroying the earth when there's no reason to. Right now, like there's not like a whole bunch of evil. It's just this one guy. So he's like, hey, dude, chill. Me and you, we here. We got this. Like, so he's like, you don't need to destroy everything in your path. So, it was sent to Nathan. And then we had this here in Oras, this little hint for Lowland Executor post. Supposed to be on this poster right here. So we be having hits in the game. So that's why they're saying that this 100 years thing might be a hint in this game. So instead of actually having a poster this time, we could have this here. But then again, you know, I'm going to talk about some posters in a minute, because there is some things in Ultra Sun and Moon that we haven't looked at yet. We have ClozSensei here. He said he talked about submerged Town. Okay, in Japanese, Masara, it means pure white, and Project Beluga, white whale, lives in the ocean. Now, obviously, we know about Project Beluga. Project Beluga was actually, that's the same thing, but he said it here, but on his page, he put it here as well. So it said it here. Cloud Easy being recognized by Fargo here, too, saying the same thing. So, as we know that Pixel Bar, he actually told the person that Kurt that actually said something. Kurt actually got the thing right, and actually he posted it and said, "DDD Project Beluga." So basically, he got it right. So Project Beluga, a lot of people saying that belugas live in the ocean. That's another thing about water. We also have belugas live in like Arctic type thing, so we could have snow, and that's been mentioned a couple of times in different rumors as well. We could have like a snowy region, or we could basically, if they're going off this Kanto thing here, we could go have like some type of snowy type water Kanto region, like everything submerged in water, and because it's so much water, the weather starts to affect that, and then we start getting snow a lot, and then we can have like a frozen Kanto, really, almost something upon the lines of how Unova did the same thing. So having that city frozen up, I can't remember, it was in black and white too, but you get the point of what I'm trying to make here. So now on top of that, we have some people have some of their doubts saying that, you know, they wanted to try to debunk the Lapras image, but like a couple of people said before him, you know, we don't know if he's actually holding the same handles here or not. It could be a shadow, so that's why we take it with a grain of salt, because we still don't know what this image means, the Lapras image means. So people try to debunk it every once in a while. And then speaking back to the posters thing that I was telling you I was going to talk about, is that in the office of Game Freak headquarters that we have in Sun and Moon, they have these posters on the side, and if anyone can show like the code or stuff for these posters and see if they have any like type of hints on them, please, 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 and please, let me know in the comments, because these posters could possibly have some type of details on them explaining the next games. And like I said before, in RS, we had poster basically trying to show off that Alolan Exeggutor in some quite way. They didn't really say Alolan Exeggutor, but they had the tall tree thing going there. So who knows that these posters on the side could have different information on them that lead us hints to the next game. We don't know. All speculation, theory. Then we have this here from Piuk as well, trying to give him more credibility, saying that here you guys don't believe leaks coming over Western countries. Trust me, at this stage here in Europe, we only get text for translations with no information. No characters are the games themselves. The funny part is that they divided us into loads of little teams so that we can even understand that what's going on in the main story. The real leaks you'll get from Asia are after the games have been announced and the testers get a beta copy. The part I enjoy the more in my job when I actually see the parts of the script. Anyway, he stated in December that I think these are good guesses. A good guess to say that the games will be announced. So keep strong just a little more. So basically he said, just keep that faith, really. And there's a lot of translations going on. There's a lot of things going on. He's telling you how, you know, if you want to know how to translate stuff like that, just ask. Just ask. He'll answer your question. He's not gonna give you all the information that you want, but he'll be able to give you some steps. No. Here, this was with the Rainbow Rocket League, like I was telling you, he was part of, and basically, he told you, Rainbow Rocket kills that's Lily, so his past bosses. All this ended up being true except for the Gen 1 poison type gets a Lola form, which was ended up being wrong. That's the only thing he ended up being wrong because during translation things could have changed and things like that. In one of his recent posts, actually, he ended up having the same thing happen where he talked about something earlier and then stuff ended up being changed. So let's see here where we were. I think it was. I'm trying to find it, guys. Or is it later on? I don't remember. I'm trying to see. Matter of fact, it's here. So that was his leak right there from earlier. And it's hundreds of years submerged. So that's, like I said, that was that one thing right there. So if we go back a few, you can see the change happen. So here, if you see right here, it says he said it's definitely not Kanto, and it's like it's like at first he was like, no, it's not Kanto, and then I was really confused, and then it dawned on me that, you know, like I said, things could change over time. He said I can't qualify how much considering the length of my scripts. In fact, they're stuck in the same location. The story is no longer, it should be no longer this Ultra Sun and Moon. As I explained, I don't know the title of the games, the locations. Found out any parts of it except for my scripts. No Lola references in the Sprites Mate. Regarding the spinner part, the spinner part could be a part of the effect of the Ultra Shiny thing. Like I said, it's basically like this thing where we have, okay, this new mechanic, or it could be some type of new thing that changes the Pokemon in appearance wise, something like something that like a Mega would, or something like that, like the clone Pokemon from the movie would do. Like, if you understand, like they have these little stripes and stuff on them to make them look like a little bit different. I don't know if it's something up on like the orange eyelids where they change color. I don't know what that Ultra Shiny means, but the way it's specifying as, it's like it's still an open trademark, so we still don't know. So I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more later. Chow game for don't see the gameplay. Didn't see the gameplay translation. Only access textual. Unfortunately, don't have an answer for this. So anything, day and night, light, darkness, 2 different versions. So 2 different versions of the game, obviously. Again, that's kind of a giveaway there. Yes, at least 3 more, but I can share pretty much comment. So he basically answered questions, and he said, "In my scripts, only get the moves as additional in battle content, which is standard status statistics is being translated to someone or will be soon. So it's possible to understand if the PP will be removed or not." So he's trying to talk about moves and see if they will be removed. He said no Ultra Beasts are mentioned. No information regarding new evolutions, so we don't even know if there's going to be one or not. Basically, is what he's saying. You see, it's soon made that hopefully there's arena. Yes, there's arenas. So something like the Battle Royale facility, but you can experience a different style of battle. So we have some like a Battle Royale going on there. He said, "Yes, I'm native Italian." He said, so that tells you the Italian leak right there. If you don't believe me, I can show you the Italian leak. Yeah, it's just different things being said. Confidence, there's a fair point, especially on the update. There's no fair point, especially true when applying the margin. Catch attention of the message immediately, readers, for someone to go up to date on the latest color tunes. I don't know what that means. Then you come up here. He says no new references, nothing like in my scripts. No, it could be arena battles or something else. Later in the game, introduced a new Pokemon mechanic. It will be mentioned later. I'm a little dumb, but I'm not totally stupid. I'm sure square bracket names they already approved and made official teams names. This mean that it can be pursued for those kind of information. The remaining information shared and recurrent information are most likely to share within the several few first reveal. Of course, complaint will happen. So responsibility. Yes, but I will not mention this part. Pretty much the same items so far, which is with the special ones for the arena. So there's gonna be new items for the arena. He's basically saying no new mentions of TR so far. TR, I don't know what that means. If you see up there, the jungle thing back again from the Italian link he put up. Savalian the Jungle Boy. So we still talking about that Jungle Boy again. Seems scared by someone, so probably later in the game we'll discover a new evil team is involved. Unfortunately, NPC dialogue, a list of items, so no clues on catching Pokemon mechanic or Pokemon centers. 3 invitations are though. I mentioned 2 of them already. So we have this jungle here, the Jungle Boy again. There's a lot of names that start by Italian words: Ludotone, Lunala, Soul Rock, Aromatisse, Pheromosa, Neorenia, etc. Translators have suggested the names for Pokemon characters. However, the translate the name and the new moves and the items, but it will be up on the upper floors to take the final discussion. I think pretty safe to say the final decision on the English names will be up on the European. You know, this is crazy that we have that image back again. Oh, we actually have it here. I actually copied this and pasted this, but they actually have the original one he did. He said, "Hi, friends. I hope you've been doing fine. A few weeks I shared information regarding translation together. I promise to come back. Surprisingly, new scripts. I have been circulating spirit slightly earlier than expected." And then he said, "Now I'm honest to you. The amount of info I have is quite big, and I'm not intending on intended with too much details. There is only a few things I'll share with you." He said, "There's an airport. There's a turbo mechanic, which makes the staff Pokemon for weaker. The Snakes brothers, which were bad, good, and the evil team." And we have the image here, which I thought was gone, but it's actually still here. So there you go, guys. So I'll post that at the bottom as well. And we have this up here where he said goodbye. He was telling them that he was leaving. And basically, right here, you can read all of it if you want, but he's basically saying, "Hi, guys. Just give you a heads up for a few of our translation teams and international website content, special editors, managers for planning upcoming updates. This type of project runs in parallel scripts translation, and it indeed a clear signal that something big is going to happen soon. And it's not just about the movie." He said there's a few regional coordinators managing the whole process: Continental Europe, United Kingdom, US, and Canada, and the rest of America, Australia, and 3 for Asia. And I heard that there's one for the most stressful position of cover as all the blame if something goes wrong. This happened several times in the past, where a miscoordination between micro regions led publications for too much information on a general official website of Taiwan, anticipating stuff days before the go ahead. Like we had before on a website, Pokemon Sunday Move got titles got leaked way before the time was supposed to on the actual reveal. It says, "Anyway, I take the advantage to tell you that most anticipation you will relation to the image I posted a while ago sound correct to me. After today, I'm going to stop posting. Quietly soon, there will be facts that will be speaking for me. Following the announcement, I'll be happy to contact privately who is in charge of some Pokemon specialist websites and share some extra information. Nothing big, of course. Don't expect the whole Pokedex or something to get in-game screenshots. In case they will show interest, I'll share my 410 password so they can test the trip. I will feel much more protected in that way. So he's basically telling him goodbye, and then after that he says, before I leave, I'll be asking for because I want to know how your room looks like. He explains what his room looks like, and then he brings up this image as well. Here. What does this mean? He has some Pokemon related stuff on his screen, but what does it mean? We have no idea what this means. And the more I look at it, I see the Pokemon down there, but other than that, I mean, I don't get it. I didn't get it. And I mean, I'm going to do this in another video and try to see if we can talk about it more which we will. And it's just, I don't get what this means. Like, there's a strawberry shift lob. I don't know. It's just a random. That's the same thread someone else sent. And that's the same image, so we don't need that. And most importantly, he says, "Hi guys, for a few days ago, I've opened a thread regarding the scripts translation of Pokemon Switch. We are currently working on a first bunch of scripts, which is the deadline approaching faster and faster. In a few days, I'm going to meet my team so we can come up with the final document to send our project manager. Then hopefully we'll receive new scripts in late March. Attached, you can find some pages, of course. I blacked out the text. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Interesting for you. You can see how the whole thing works on top right page, translators, ID, whatever the official or approved beta name in English or Italian. For the items, between the square brackets, unknown, Pokemon, or just omiss. So he's explaining you what it is. And then the known moves Pokemon gets in their Italian spread. And then suggest the translation and real decision upon, I think, the decision will be not upon to us. I think that it's just inspiration from us. And if you're curious on how the translation works, he said, ask obviously. But this image here. Oh, okay, that happened. Sure. Let's go back. Well, this image here. Okay, well, it's not coming up, but basically, if you zoom into it, it's supposed to be the I'm trying to go over, but it's not doing it. It's supposed to be blacked out, and it's supposed to be supposed to say Mina or something like that. And basically, it's supposed to be Mina here, which is supposed to be somewhat of the new game title in Italian. It is supposed to be rare candy right here in Italian, and then the oasis. I mean, the old word he mentioned in the text. Where's it at? I just saw it in here. Oh, Omiss right here. This bracket name Omiss is supposed to be a new Pokemon or whatever. Again, all grain of salt, please take this with all of a grain of salt. Oh, here it is. Matter of fact, better. I got something to come up here. So Minia, we have Minia here. Sorry. We have Minia here. We have Omiss, and then we have Carmela Rara, which is rare candy. And then Minia is supposed to be the title, and then the Omiss is supposed to be the Pokemon that they're talking about. He blocked it out. these are two of missed here. So I mean, there were two Pokemon. There was the title, probably at the top of the page, and then there was the rare candy somewhere in here, but I don't know. But I'm gonna leave all this a link in the description, obviously. So, yeah, Ruff Riley talked about this on his channel as well, so I'm gonna leave a link to his video as well. So, then we have the so Emily. We're gonna talk about Emily. Emily is supposed to be this girl or woman, I'm sorry, that is credible because she was back then when the Ultra Sun and Moon rumors was out there. She said that a lot of those were right, and basically she don't want to put her name out there too much because she don't want things to happen to her in her job. But she's basically saying that in the last few months, a huge flurry of discussion and rumors about the upcoming Pokemon Switch RPG. Today's latest rumors: Emily Rogers, who once administrator of the popular video game Rest Era, and a discussion thread concerning Pokemon Switch. Rogers says the announcement isn't far away. The admin also believes that the game will release this year and have at least two versions, which it comes to rumors Emily Rogers has gotten in a few things right before a Nintendo launch. So she was also one of the people that said a lot of things right about the Nintendo Switch and what was going to be on it, and that the leak for the Nintendo Switch and what was going to be released on it. And she got some of those right, like the Yoshi and all that stuff, and the Kirby and all that stuff. All that stuff is already on the financial documents if you go back, and she got all those right. He says the admin also believes that I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong line again. But it's our fair share of things don't materialize, such as Return of Mother 3, in the words taking a pinch of salt until Nintendo officially announces the game. So obviously you still take everything with a grain of salt, but what he's saying is that she's credible in her own way as well, just like Piuk is. But her credibility kind of went just a little bit tad down when she got Mother 3 wrong, which, I mean, just like I told you, things could change the translation. It could have changed the translation about the time she got to everything. And Mother 3 might have been there at one point, and then they were like, no, we're not going to release it this year. And so they just changed it entirely. So let's move on. So if you can see here, she says it right here. Just Emily right here. She says, the game is released this year is a core game, not a spinoff. They wouldn't release a spinoff before the previously announced core game, or a backslash would be immense. And Emily basically confirms a core game when she said that the Pokemon game is coming this year. Then another user especially asked about the plural, and Emily replied that Pokemon games usually come in pairs: red plus blue, X plus Y, sun plus moon, mentioned as an example, so it's assumed games. I just want to provide some clarification of what she said, on what I said, and what I didn't say. I said I believe that a Pokemon game is releasing on the Switch this year, and it will be a RPG, which these two versions. But she said I didn't specify whether it was a core game or a spin-off series or a remake or of an older game or Gen 8. I won't be sharing any more details. The announcement isn't that far away. So, like I said, she has credibility, and she doesn't want to, of course, get in trouble. So, she's going to be discreet about it. So, basically what they're saying is that, even though they say it's a core RPG game, she's still saying that this core game, could still be a spinoff, could still be a remake, it still could be Gen 8. But she said the announcement's coming soon. So the announcement is coming soon. So all we gotta do is look out for it. Junichi Masuda, though, talked in the Pokemon Sun and Moon meet and greet. And what he's telling people during this meet and greet, he said during the first Pokemon meet and greet in Tokyo, Game Freak director Junichi told the crowd to purchase a Nintendo Switch. if they have not done so. You know what this means. That they're almost probably done with the game. Not only that, that the Junichi Masuda actually told people 3 times in that whole meet and greet. He said, when remember honest, because a person asked the question, he told them 3 times in the interview, in the meet and greet. I'm sorry, buy a Switch, buy a Switch, buy a Switch. And remember that Nintendo is pushing Game Freak to get this game out because they want those sales on those Switches. That all goes. It's all in a round circle again. And as you can see here, in the audience, when a person asked, he said, when the audience asked for a Pokemon, if they released a Pokemon game, Masuda answered for the Switch. Yeah, he said Masuda answered, there is, but and then he said he continued, who owns the Switch? So he said, if you don't have one, please buy one. So he's telling you, buy it, buy it, buy one. Buy a Switch because guess what? This game drops, we got you. When this game drops, we want you to have that Switch so you can be playing that game. And I swear to God, Junichi Masuda just gave y'all the biggest hit he could ever give y'all for this game. The game is coming this year. Yes, it is. But he wants... Well, we're presuming it's coming this year because the way things are going. But the way Nintendo pushing Game Freak, and they want those sales, and the way that they're telling you to buy a Switch, it seems like it's coming out this year. So it's still saying 2018 or later, which is saying at the bottom here. Nintendo is playing still 2018 or later. The last few weeks, it seems that the indicated announcement is on its way. So obviously, the announcement is on its way, guys. So be hyped for at least that. You know, that the announcement is coming somewhere this year probably. Because they're pushing it. They're pushing it and pushing it. And as you can see, they went to Tokyo Game Center, delivered pattern this month, producer Game Freak. Constantly a word of Ultra in the title. They were just talking about Sun and Moon, basically the Crosby Z crystals, all that stuff, Rainbow Rocket, and then like that's it. He just kept it and talked about Zero Aura in the movie is how Zero Aura is stuff. So finally, Masuda bring out the Charmer 3DS you past months. Zero Aura, it's been waiting. We will be waiting for it. It will be appearing this year in the movie. So he's just saying it will be appearing in the movie. So obviously we already knew that was going to happen anyway. So yeah. Basically, if you read down here, where it says right here, questioner, there's a plan for a new production. Masuda said, we haven't, but, and then he says, and Masuda asked the visitor, who has a Nintendo, and continue saying, please buy those who don't have it to the Nintendo Switch, obviously. So this is all I have right now for right now, so I can go ahead and post this video up, and I have part 3 coming out today as well. So be hyped, guys, that the announcement is coming very, very, very soon, and I will see you guys in the next video where we'll have more information. And I think the announcement is somewhat already here, really, because this, I'm talking future wise because of what I've already seen on the internet so far. So I'm ready to do this next video, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video today.